Okay, I quit. What's up, guys? It's nice to see you again. So what I want to talk to you guys about today is about sex. I know that that is a very, I wouldn't say taboo conversation, but I definitely think that lately in the media dealing with WAP, it is WAP, it is not WAP, it is WAP. There's an A in that single title, whatever you want to call it, for Cardi B and Megan. That is WAP. It's not WAP. I will argue with anybody if they say anything else but that. Anyways, but we are talking about sex. But let's just get into it. So I guess the first question, or I guess the first statement, would be, what was my first introduction into learning about sex and stuff like that? It was the movie Species. I don't know if anybody has ever seen Species before, but that movie definitely scared me. I was a big sci-fi kid. I still am a sci-fi kid, but that movie definitely gave me some false narratives that was what sex was, because I'm like, if that's sex, I don't want it. I don't want it. I don't want to die. I don't want to die if I'm gonna have sex and that's what that is. I don't know, but like I said, it was also really gross too, so that was another thing that I just wasn't here for. But yeah, as you can see, I have my hair in a ponytail. It's a very good updo type of situation. You don't have to do too much to it. Wash it, make sure you moisturize, and that's about it. And it's kind of just on the go if you have like a ponytail holder or something like that. But yeah. Anyway, next question. What does sex mean to me initially? Personally, what does sex mean to me initially? I think it means vulnerability to some degree. I think you have to be vulnerable to even have sex to begin with, whether that's an emotional connection or just a physical connection. Some people are seeking that emotional connection with people, and other people are seeking more of a physical connection with people. Sometimes those things can intertwine with each other, and sometimes those things can be completely separate from each other as well. Sex can also be something that can be varied amongst other people, whether that's individuals, whether that is within a group, whether that is for yourself. My third question, I would say, is what have I personally learned from sex? It's not what it's cracked up to be. I mean, it's interesting, it's fun to be in the environment, I guess, but for the most part, sometimes it's lazy, sometimes it's for the hell of it, sometimes it's annoying, personally for me, to some degree, but it's not that much of an interest to me. Another thing that I've learned from sex is that it's not porn. It's not porn at all. Pretty far from it. I think we get a lot of misconceptions when we're watching porn and stuff like that. That kind of goes into our day-to-day lives, or I should say our sexual lives. That kind of creates this false narrative that sex is this thing that we should uphold and everybody should be within those constructs, and if you are not in those constructs, then you are not worthy of being desired, and that's completely stupid. And that sex is just this very shameful act of deviance when you engage in it, and it's a very natural thing to want, unless you're asexual or anything that you just don't desire sex that much. But for the most part, sex is a very natural thing that everybody, I would say, engages in some degree, some type of sexual act, in some degree, at least I think so. But we really have to get out of this mindset of like sex being this weird anomaly that people don't engage in. Some of your biggest religious leaders engage in sex. Some of the people that you think are the most pure or haven't had sex yet have the most nastiest thoughts in the fucking world. Excuse my language, but I mean, it is what it is. My fourth question is, how important is sex in a relationship? Honestly, for me, I think sex can be pretty important, but that shouldn't be the end-all be-all. If sex is only something that you desire from a relationship, then I don't think a whole relationship that requires support, requires emotional support, requires work, requires effort, requires sacrifice, it's not for you. It doesn't seem like it's for you. That means you need to go look for just a sexual relationship. But if you do have a relationship that does have sex a part of it, then I think that it's maybe like 20%, maybe even 30% of a relationship, especially if you guys are even sexually compatible in a lot of different ways. But it really just depends on the variety of individuals that even engage in sexual acts within the relationship. I would say that sex is important, but not that important. It's kind of like, I wouldn't say a 50-50. I wouldn't cut it like, but it really just tiny, like 30%. We can agree on 30% of relationship. Question 5, which is, does body count matter / my body count? So something with this is that this has always been a conversation amongst my friends, amongst older people, other generations and stuff like that. And honestly, there's not much that comes with, does body count matter? Unless somebody gave you an STD and you have to remember their names and when you slept with them, it doesn't really matter. All a body count tells you about somebody is that they are sexually, that's all. There's not much that comes with it. There's not much that you're really supposed to know after that, other than that they are sexually active and they have a lot of sex. That's really it. My body count? Well, I'm not gonna tell you my body count, but I definitely remember everybody that I've slept with, and I would say it is above 6. I won't specify. In question 7, which is, what do you like sexually? You need to understand that when you go into certain relationships, not everyone's expecting you to be like a porn star or anything like that. But sometimes they are expecting you to know a few things, the basic things, and then you can kind of just learn from there. If it is your first time engaging into sex, which people determine as being a virgin, even though that's really not a thing, but it's learning something about yourself. Hopefully, anyways. And if you know what you like sexually, that makes everything a lot easier, and it also indulges the other partner along with better communication about what they like sexually as well, so that is meshing, that's meshing better. And that's all I have for you guys today. Like I said before, my name is Jerome McCroy. If you like the other stuff on my channel or haven't went to go check it out, please do. I would really appreciate it. Pop that button and subscribe, like, share, comment, and I also figure out my slogan, which is, it's not just about a conversation, but it's an open conversation. I will see you guys later. Deuces.